time he did it in the car, and my sons was in the car. And then one time he did it at the house, and then I seen my son come and like look in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, everything okay? So that's when I was like, no, you gotta get the fuck out. Okay, you gotta fucking go. Mind you, I used to put this nigga out every week like a fucking trash bag. Okay, I am not lying. I used to put this nigga out all the time. And then he would tell his baby mama, and that bitch would be waiting in Missouri and would call him an Uber. Bitch, you waiting in another state calling an Uber for this bum ass nigga because I done put him out. And you don't care because you don't want him in my house anyways. It was so toxic, y'all. Hey, y'all, what's up? It's B with the Hustling Tea. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for me. If you're watching this video, go ahead and subscribe. You can come right back to it, okay? And for everybody that's a returning subscriber, what's up, fam? Thank y'all. I'm so glad that y'all catching on to the content. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm just now bringing it to YouTube the last couple of years, and I just got active. So thank you for everybody that liked the content, and feel free to let me know in the comments if y'all want certain type of videos, certain story times. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I also have Snapchat, but I'm taking a break from Snapchat for a while, but y'all can follow me on there too. All my social medias are in the description box. And let's get right into it. All right. So the story time I have for y'all today is a random one. I don't even have notes on this one because I guess I'm going to start my series on when I first kind of realized I was in a relationship with a narcissist, I guess. So before I realized this, I say it was like, I don't know, maybe a couple of years before this, I started hearing about narcissists, you know. I guess I'll do a separate story time on that if it's worth it. But I had ran into this guy that basically, to be honest, is just like any other guy, with the way that they love bomb in the first 30 days and they do things. Well, long story short, it was just something that was off about him. And this was back then when I was real public with just exposing people on Facebook and stuff, especially men. So that's why a lot of my exes call me a man basher. You know what I'm saying? But I say I'm a man eater. Nah, but yeah, I used to always do that, you know, because I feel like men do a lot of messed up things behind closed doors to women. And there's a lot of women that are introverts and they are shy and they don't want to speak out. And so I just feel like a lot of men are bullies, you know, and I'm not a woman that they can bully. That's why that shit don't fly with me, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so I had kind of knew about narcissists and stuff like that, but to actually be in a relationship with one was a little different. It was a little different. I'm gonna just give the backstory in this video on how I met my narcissistic ex and what made me get into a relationship with him. And most of these videos are probably going to be in order, so it's going to be a whole series on him. All right. Now, most of these men that I'm going to speak about on this channel, unless, you know, guys are the same zodiac signs, I'm going to just give them a name by their zodiac sign. Okay. So this guy name is going to be Virgo in my story times. All right. So when I met Virgo, it was at the end of 2019. I was working at Waffle House. I had actually started working at Waffle House like a few months prior to meeting him. So this is when I was fresh at Waffle House. So this was about 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? 4.5 years ago, something like that. So I meet him. And the way I met him was because it was New Year's Eve. And when it's New Year's Eve at like Waffle House or IHOP, they should be usually fully staffed because they know at midnight, you know, everybody just gonna come in there hungry because they drink, you know, whatever, bringing in the new year, right? So I was working third shift, and we had a couple of more cooks that came and helped us, and probably like 2 more servers. And Virgo was one of the cooks that came over to help my cook. I think I had 2 cooks at the time, I can't remember, but he came over to help them, right? Now, for all of my subscribers or viewers here that have been knowing me for a few years, if you ever work with me or just follow me on social media or you in my family, you know how open I am. You know how blunt I am, how I just pop off. Well, the old me. I used to be like that all the time. And I used to be like real, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was easy for me to get with a narcissist. Like the old me, the Bianca me yesterday and years ago. It was so easy for a narcissist to get me because I was just so flamboyant with like just everything, you know? Like I'm talking about a man, like talking down on a man, at the same time telling you what kind of man I want or telling you this. When I met Virgo, he was coming over, you know what I'm saying, to cook at my store that I worked at. And everything was good. I wasn't even paying attention to him because I wasn't even physically attracted to him. I'm telling y'all. Like, I done dated some ugly dudes, okay? And this probably was the ugliest, or one of the ugliest. So, I wasn't even, like, flirting with him. I wasn't saying nothing to him. I wasn't giving him the eye. I was just being me like I do every day at work. You know what I'm saying? Shooting the shit with my other cook and my other servers. You know, not paying attention to Virgo. And so, at the end, now mind you, if you ever worked at Waffle House, you understand that the servers get paid off of tips. The cooks get paid off of, you know, hourly wages. And if a customer tips the cook, they'll usually tell the server or they'll just do it themselves. But cooks normally don't get tips. So as a server, you know, I just feel like whenever you can, you should be generous and nice to a cook. You know what I'm saying? So what I would do is that when I would be cool with cooks, like if they didn't have a car or something and we got out of work, I would get them a ride. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So this particular day, I'm getting ready to leave. You know what I'm saying? It was a good ass night. Like I said, it was New Year's Eve. So I got that bag, period. So I got ready to leave. And when I got ready to leave out the parking lot, I see Virgo standing outside of the store. Like on his phone or something, you know? And what my little Miss Nice ass do? Y'all already know what I did. I pulled up, leaving out the parking lot, and I should have fucking kept going. But I rolled down my window, and I was like, hey, you okay? You need a ride or something? And he was like, I think he said he was finna call an Uber or something like that. And I was like, well, how far do you live? And when he told me where he lived at, I was like, oh, okay, that's not that far. Which, it really wasn't that far, but it was farther enough where I could have been like, oh, with deuces, you know, because it was the opposite way. But my nice ass, okay, I'll give you a ride. So I give him a ride, and on the way to his house, he didn't make me feel uncomfortable. He didn't do anything inappropriate. Everything was normal. So I pull up. Okay, well, have a good day, you know. Get the fuck out of my car. Why this motherfucker asked me, can he get my number to get to know me? So at the time, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was dealing with this guy that I considered like my sugar daddy back then. And I knew that he wasn't somebody I was going to be in a relationship with just because of, you know, certain things about him. I just knew it wasn't going to be that. And so I was ready to be in a relationship. I was ready, y'all. I was, listen, if you never been a single mom, it'll be different. You know, maybe you can't understand, but when you're a single mom, and in my situation, I'm not just a single mom. I'm like, yeah, y'all will get into that with other stories. But I'm like a permanent single mom, and unless I get married again, you know. And I was just ready to be in a relationship. Y'all, I was just ready. Okay, that's all I can say. And so I was like, okay, sure, you can get to know me, you know. The word no is such a powerful word that we don't realize that we can use, you know. And it's so hard for me to say no to men, you know. And I think it's been like that since, you know, back when I was younger, because I had a bad experience with men, like, all through my teenage years. So it'd be hard for me to just tell a man no. And I mean, I guess it's a benefit of you, my man, because I'm like, yes, 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 baby, you know. But anyways, so I gave him my number. I leave. And I remember it like I had went to the guy that was my sugar daddy at the time. I had went to his house because when I got out of work, I went to go take a nap. And when I got up, I had seen that Virgo had texted me, you know. And y'all, they all sound the same. All the grand rising dudes, all the good morning queens, all those dudes be full of shit. They all be full of shit, okay? And if you don't believe me, then just see for yourself, you know. But listen, I don't even try to be on certain dudes, but these be the dudes for me. It's the green bubble, it's the grand rising, and it's the good morning queen. It's just fucking irritating. Okay, get that shit the fuck out of here. So, those were like the first things that I just should have known that this was gonna be a fucking circus. So, we texting, we talking. My birthday was coming up. I'm trying to stay in good spirits. And then the guy that was my sugar daddy had did something that really, really pissed me off. That's going to be another story time on what made me cut my sugar daddy off. And when he did that shit, I was like, okay, fine. I'm just going to get all my attention, Virgo. Because he was doing and saying all the right stuff like these, next week or two. You know how they do. They already in love the second day you text. And they just saying everything right. So, we talk more. My sugar daddy did what he did. I cut him off. So now I'm just talking to Virgo. And I'm a lover girl. I'm one of them. Like, people be thinking that I'm a player and this and that because the way I talk on the internet. But if you ain't never been in a relationship with me, you can never understand how much of a sucker I am for my man. Okay? I am a lover girl. So, I be cutting everybody out. Like, I could have a roster of 10. And when I get one that I really like who treating me like right, I'm finna start ignoring them other 9 like a dummy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do. I be like, may the best man win my attention because I don't want to be with different dudes. So, when me and Virgo got serious, it was about, this was New Year's Eve. I say it was about like the end of January, something like that. Maybe February. Maybe it was around this time where all the stuff started happening. Mind you, this was only a 3-month relationship, y'all. And it was the worst relationship I've ever been in. So, the relationship, I'm just going to say it started in January. And then by April, that was it. So, I say about 2 or 3 weeks into the relationship, that's when we started spending more time together. Like, he started coming over my house. You know what I'm saying? I started chilling over there with him at his friend's house. Everything, right? So this is how Virgo started spending a lot of time at my house, okay? He started spending a lot of time at my house because him and his stepdad had got into it. Back then, I'm going to just tell y'all what he said. So back then, he basically had said that he had already gave his stepdad the money for the light bill. But his stepdad basically was trying to, like, fuck over him some way. And he wasn't trying to hear that shit, right? So, notice, ladies, every motherfucking time you get with a certain dude, they always got a story on how somebody messed them over, on how somebody did them wrong as to why they shit is what it is now. Like, they always got a story. Was making it seem like his stepdad was just, like, doing him wrong. Like, trying to say he paid for shit, but his stepdad saying he didn't. All this shit, right? I fell for the shit, of course. So I'm like, damn, that's fucked up, So I'm like, what you gonna do? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna just go to my homeboy Spank house. I'm gonna just say Spank, and you can just come pick me up from there or whatever. I'm like, okay. So he take his stuff to his homeboy house, which is in the same apartments as his stepdad, and then I go pick him up from his friend's house. So pause. Let me give you a background on Virgo. Virgo is from St. Louis, Missouri. Which gave me a bad taste in my mouth for anybody from St. Louis, okay? And he was a Crip that called himself LA because that's where he was raised with his uncles, which I don't even know if that shit true. But anyways, this motherfucker was dark. I think he was a little tall because, well, probably not that tall, but he was taller than me. He had locks. And he was just, the best thing about him was the sex. That was it. Like, literally, he was like the grungiest guy I probably ever dated. Like, he just, like, I had to fix him up immediately. Like, the first thing I did was took him to my cousin's house to get his hair retwisted. Because you could tell he was one of those dudes where, damn, if you get your hair done and you be fly and shit, you would be decent. One of those dudes, you gotta dress to be fine because you ugly. So he one of them dudes. And that's why I even feel more just fucked up from what I went through. But that's a little bit about Virgo. So he wasn't even from here, but he had been out here for a little bit. And he also did a total of 9 years in prison, but I think he went like 2 or 3 times, something like that. You know, like 5 years here, 2 years here, and 2 years here. You know, like split it up. But altogether, I think it was 9 years. And his mother died while he was in prison. So that's just kind of give y'all a background on him. So some of the stuff when I go to talking about him, y'all will understand. Like, okay, that makes sense. So make sure you watch out for red flags, and if certain men got similar backgrounds, it might be a problem. And I personally just think a man that have mommy issues in any way, that'll be a separate video. But if a man has mommy issues in some way, it's probably not gonna work, sis. I'm sorry. I tried it. I tried it with a guy that I thought it was gonna work, and it didn't matter. But no, trust me. But anyways, so when I go pick him up, you know, he's kind of still telling me what the fuck happened, whatever, right? So we go back to my house. Now, mind you, he not living with me. He took his stuff to his friend's house. But we finna be booed up, you know what I'm saying? Period. Come on over here, boo. You know what I'm saying? Let's lay up and Netflix and chill, whatever. So he come over there, and everything was good. Everything was good that first night. I want to say he was over there like a couple days, and out of nowhere he was just like, what bills is due, or you need me to pay something right now, or what how much is your light bill, something like that. He asked me, okay, but I think what it was he asked me was that what bills are due. Now I was like, and I was like, the light bill. But you ain't gotta pay that because the light bill was already due. Like, I got the bill already before you came. So clearly, this bill that's due is not because of you, bars. But, you know, so I'm a little confused. Like, you don't have to pay no bill, you know? So he was like, nah, it's good. You know, because I'm going to be here, you know, sometime. So shit, it's only right, you know what I'm saying, a nigga pay. So I'm like, bet, you know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga, I ain't gotta tell to pay no bills. So I'm feeling that shit, you know? I'm like, okay, now you want something to eat? Shit. Boy, he paid it too. That motherfucker, that shit wasn't even due yet, I don't think. You know how you get the bill and they tell you the due date, but the date ain't came? Yeah, I think it was that. And he paid it. Y'all, he paid that shit. I'm like, this nigga ain't been here for 3 days and he paid that bitch a light bill. So when he did that, you know, time go on, the relationship is good. Y'all, quarantine happened. Y'all remember, quarantine happened. Not only that, they started shutting everything down. We couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't do nothing. They weren't even having, like, the restaurant open like that. So I wasn't even working. And so, you know, it was like we was literally stuck together when that quarantine hit, y'all. So this is my quarantine relationship. So, I don't know if because of the quarantine that I just started noticing things, or I got bored and started looking for things, but I started finding out everything. So this video is not going to go into details of everything, because like I said, there's going to be a whole series about Virgo. It's going to be a whole series about Gemini. So, you know, this is just an introduction to Virgo. Virgo was so quick to give me the password to his phone. Also, ladies, that's another red flag. Don't get me wrong. If me and my man is official, I ain't got nothing to hide, because I am the motherfucking block queen. You feel me? Soon as a man step up in here and say, baby, I'm yours, I'm paying all these bills, I'm taking care of you and them kids, I'm doing everything for you, block, 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 everybody getting blocked. Matter of fact, I don't even need this motherfucking phone. You feel me? Because these niggas be having me fucked up, be like, I was thinking that I'm going to play it. No, you played yourself. So, I'm open with my man. Don't get me wrong. My man will have my password. But, like, I don't just willingly do that when I first start talking to somebody. And Virgo and Gemini did that. You know, they both was just, like, you know how you be like, oh, your phone ringing, or you be like, so and something with the phone, they'll be like, oh, answer it. Or you'll be like, oh, your mama texts you. And you'd be like, oh, see what she want. The code is 0785. You know what I'm saying? It just be some shit like that. And you like, damn, they just give me their password. So you start to feel like, well, yeah, I can trust them. He just give me his password. He ain't got nothing to hide. That all be game, ladies. All be game. It's to make you get comfortable. So I had a password to his phone. He paid my light bill. He was giving me money, putting gas in the car, buying food, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And when I say giving me money, I'm not saying like giving me money. Like when some girls say giving me money, they men be giving them $500 and more. He wasn't giving me money. Like I'm just saying like for food, he would pay for the food and shit like that. But we didn't really start having problems, honestly, until I just realized he was just lying, you know. I get it, guys, with baby mamas and stuff like that. Like, I get it. Those damn baby mamas be so damn annoying and miserable. And they fucking call you because the damn baby coughed too many times. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it be anything they can think of. They're going to call the fucking baby daddy, especially if they know he has a girlfriend. So that was the shit that like his baby mama would do. And then one day I went through his phone and I seen her talking shit about me because the bitch had been to my Facebook and shit and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bitch, you're weird. You know? And I be really tripping on the way y'all be acting over some of y'all baby daddies because it be like, this nigga ain't shit, bruh. And it only took me a couple months to see he ain't shit. Why the fuck do you still want him? You know, it just be weird. And I just be like, y'all can just have each other because, baby, it is not worth it, okay? Stop being digmatized, please. So, I didn't like that. We stayed into it about his baby mama. We stayed into it about shit he was lying about. Because he would make it seem like, you know, they didn't have nothing going on. But every time I would read their messages, clearly you're leading her on. And even though I don't like the bitch, I just feel like that's stupid. Because some of these hoes do be slow and men be just leading their ass on, taking advantage of them. And it just be like, sis, stand up. You being helpful with her kids, but then you're not being active with your own. It just always made me feel uncomfortable. And I get it. Some men don't have that kind of relationship with their daughter because of the mom. But some men just don't take advantage. I'm sorry, y'all. My ears is ringing. Some men just don't take advantage of being able to spend that quality time with their kids. And so, if you notice that, like a man has children, but you know he don't talk or see them often, but he making you feel like he gonna be a father to your kids and y'all gonna be it ain't gonna work, sis. You cannot build happiness on another woman's misery. Now, if that man is an active father or you know, him and the mom got some type of agreement or they have a healthy relationship, you know, that might be different, but then that man will be moving different. You know what I'm saying? Within 6 months, you will be able to see that that man is a provider. That man is a family man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because anything can happen. But 9 times out of 10, if them niggas is deadbeats to their kids, they're going to be deadbeats to yours. And the relationship is not going to last anyways. So, I was saying he was dishonest about stuff, and then I would try to help him and be understanding with him, you know, wanting to make more money. So he had started hustling. Wasn't making no money doing that as usual with these dudes. They don't be making money hustling. He wasn't making no money doing that. And then it got to a point where I just didn't believe anything he said. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I just did it, right? So during the whole quarantine, y'all, the highlight of the quarantine was this. He had a settlement check from a car accident. I think he got in this accident in Missouri. But he never cashed the check because he got the check, but he didn't have an ID to cash the check. That's what it was. Okay? So he had to get a state ID. When you go and you get your ID or license, you have to have 2 forms of identity and you have to have proof of address, right? So the 2 forms of identity that he was trying to get, he had a birth certificate that he was still waiting on from Missouri. And the whole time we thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that's what he need. So after like almost a week of trying to get this license and shit, mind y'all, I done got off work, took him to the DMV, waited all day. I done got up early, whatever it took to be there. For like 3 or 4 days in a row, we done did this because he also said, you know, he just never had nobody to help him to take him to handle this. And that's why he was sitting on the check so long. So as soon as he said something about a check, baby, that's all you gotta say. We gonna be up in there before the fucking security come. You feel me? So I'm like, oh no, we going to the DMV, baby. We finna cash this check. You finna get an ID. So when we finally get the other form of ID that he needed, which he ended up having to go get a damn flu shot or something he had to do for the other proof of ID. Why did they open the letter that he never opened? Mind you, this is a piece of mail that he had never opened. He had just been talking about it was his damn birth certificate. Y'all, the person, when they opened it, they was like, this isn't your birth certificate. And that's when I looked at it for the first time. And when I looked at it, I seen it wasn't a birth certificate because I know how a birth certificate looks. So while they're talking, he's looking at it like, and they're like, yeah, that's not your birth certificate. That's a receipt for your birth certificate. So I'm looking at him like, I know you ain't had me go through all this shit and we gotta wait again. So I asked the lady, I was like, so what is he supposed to do? And she was like, well, he has to basically call Missouri or whatever he had to do because that's like an application for him applying for his birth certificate. So when he thought he was ordering his birth certificate, he was applying to order his birth certificate. So, yeah, we had to leave. Call whatever you got to call in Missouri for that. Did what he had to do. Then the birth certificate was on its way. So when the birth certificate do get there, we go through the whole process. Boom. He get the ID. And then that'll be, I'm trying to think if I want to do that another story time on like what happened when I helped him cash the check. I think I will. So yeah, he ended up getting an ID. And then I took him to 2 places. And then the second place he was able to cash it. So that'll be another story time. After, you know, the check situation, we got past that. And then, now he never told me how much the check was, but when I had got back home, he had like this check stub receipt on my dresser. And when I looked at it, I think it said like 77 something or $7,400. So over $7,000. He had over $7,000. And in my opinion, that's enough to get you a little cash card. These niggas don't want to come up, y'all. But anyways, yeah, because $7,700, your ass could have went and got a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 car. Anyways, so out of all the money, all together, he gave me like $1,000 because he gave me $500 right when he cashed the check, and then he gave me $500 like a week or two later. Okay, but that's another story. So he never got a car. He never got shit. The only thing that I know for a fact that he did with that money was get some dope to re-up on to sell. That's it. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see nothing else valuable he did with that money. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, okay? So, as time go on, we just keep getting into it, y'all. I'm talking about we would get into it so bad, he would be all in my face. He would call me bitches and hoes and would be really aggressive. He never put his hands on me, but he was just always so aggressive. One time he did it in the car, and my sons was in the car. And then one time he did it at the house, and then I seen my son come and like look in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, everything okay? So that's when I was like, no, you gotta get the fuck out. Okay, you gotta fucking go. Mind you, I used to put this nigga out every week like a fucking trash bag. Okay, I am not lying. I used to put this nigga out all the time. And then he would tell his baby mama, and that bitch would be waiting in Missouri and would call him an Uber. Bitch, you waiting in another state calling an Uber for this bum ass nigga because I done put him out. And you don't care because you don't want him in my house anyways. It was so toxic, like, y'all. Our day could be going so good, but the moment that she would text him and it would like piss him off, it would fuck up our entire day. And yeah, I would get mad at him. I put him out. And that bitch would call him an Uber. And I found that out because every time he would come back to my house, I would always go through his phone. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen, y'all, that's how girls get STDs. And that's how girls be having weird-ass energy going on with them. And they don't know because y'all don't know what y'all men be doing. Period. So, where you at, wherever you been these last couple days, I'm finna see. Because, the fuck? Because if I get something, you got something and I need to know where the fuck it came from. So that's why I used to do that. Because, I mean, I know y'all like, why'd you sleep with a man you don't trust? I don't know. I don't know why we do that shit. But we do it, okay? And I was able to see in his phone how she would call him an Uber. And, you know, I seen, like, you know what I'm saying, girls that he had met up with in his phone and stuff like that, you know. And I would ask him about him and then he would tell me some bullshit. But my whole thing is like, but this was just a couple of days ago. Like, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Why are you not with these bitches? Like, that's how I used to talk to him. Like, okay, but why would you call me? Like, why do you want to be back up under me? It's so many women out here. Just leave me alone. It was a lot of that. A lot of back and forth. It was a lot of get the fuck out. And he'll hit me back up. I will block him on the phone. He'll hit me up on Facebook. I'll block him on Facebook and the phone. He texted me from a Text Now app. You know? The nigga was just worrisome. So, it got to a point to where I was like, I was done with him. And I think it was that last time. So, I told y'all he gave me the money and stuff. And then, he had asked for the money back when we got into it the last time. And I got so mad because I can't stand no bitch ass nigga that be like, give me my money back or give me anything. They're like, nigga, get your ass out of here. And he gave me, like I said, about $1,000 altogether. And I had a job and plus I had another source of income. So when he gave me that money, I literally still had most of it. Like I had a little like piggy bank at home. And so when we got into it and he was like, oh, give me back the money I just gave you then, you know, and me being, you know what I'm saying, on my ego shit, I'm like, oh, you gonna need this shit more than me, you bum ass nigga here, you know what I'm saying, like, go, get out, make it last. And I think I gave him between $600 and $800. So what money did he give me out of his check? What, $200, nigga, because you asked for what you gave me back. So he take his money or whatever, he leave. And that was my last time. But it wasn't my last time. But in my head, I was like, okay, no more, right? And I was standing on business, y'all. And then I get a text from him from a Text Now app. And he starts saying things that I want to hear. No, I think I got a phone call from him, actually. It was a phone call. And he was like he wouldn't let me talk. Like, as soon as I answered the phone, he just started going in, but in a nice way, though, y'all. That was the thing about Virgo. Yeah, so he didn't really give me no money or nothing. So he called me from the number and he gets going in and you know what I'm saying, he being nice about it. And so I'm listening, and the stuff that he's saying is the stuff that people know they would know what to say, especially men. And when you get to talking about some money or a check, I'm like, huh? A check for Diva? What'd you say? You know? So when he was telling me, like, yeah, I got this check. And, oh, before this, his phone was off. His phone was off, y'all. Like, right when he left my house. I don't know why the fuck he didn't pay his phone bill. I don't know why he didn't pay his phone bill. I forgot. But that motherfucker, sorry, y'all. My nose feel like it's running. But his phone was off. And, when his friend, no, I'm skipping a part. So his phone was off, right? And so he could only message me on Messenger because of Wi-Fi and shit. So when he called me, I was surprised. Because like I said, his phone had been off for like almost a week at this point. And in my head, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, ooh, I'm getting this man out of my spirit, getting his energy on out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then he called me out the blue, being nice, telling me about a check, telling me this and that. So he started telling me some bullshit lie about he had got some check and you know what I'm saying, he wasn't even expecting it, and it's crazy how God work and he do everything at the right time, and he like, yeah, I told you, just hang on and be patient with me, blah, all this bullshit, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, but mind y'all, I'm believing everything that he's saying because his phone is on, right? So he tell me, you know what I'm saying, that he just basically need me to go and take him to cash the check. So I'm like, I want the money back that he took back from me and more. You feel me? So in my head, I'm like, yeah, let me go on and get money from this nigga for the last motherfucking time. And block this number, okay? But anyways, when I do tell that story time, you will see how that shit backfired on me, boy. But so I pick him up, and I ain't hearing shit, y'all. I just want some money. Okay, I want some money at this point. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, Virgo. He in the fucking passenger seat talking about shit. I'm just driving. I don't give a fuck about what y'all. I literally was not listening to that man. Like, I was just driving. And so we get to my house or whatever, right? I'm still on some, you know, that's my whole energy. He talking, I'm like, just doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, not caring about him, not worried about him at all, you know? So, now, if you don't know, now you know, I don't like my man not giving me attention. The moment I am a attention whore for my man, and I know that might not be good. I hope that after I, you know, heal and everything, I don't be like that. But I love to talk to my man. Like, I love to spend time with my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that girl that's in the car while my man is trapping, because I want to be here. So, you know, I'm that dummy. I'm that dummy right there with my man. It's a whole shootout going on, but I'm with my man. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, when he came over there, and I'm thinking that we finna chill until in the morning, and I'm gonna take him to cash this check. And I don't know why the fuck I wasn't thinking to just pull up to the PLS check cashing place, because they stay open 24 hours. I don't know why I wasn't thinking that shit. Why the fuck was I thinking? I don't know if it's because what kind of check he told me. I don't know if I was waiting on somewhere to open. I don't know. But when I picked that man up that night, I should have went right to PLS, parked the car, and been like, oh, you can go in there and cash that check. But I wasn't even thinking, you know? I wasn't even thinking. And so we get back to my house. We get in the house, right? I'm thinking that we just finna chill. I think we had got something to eat and everything. Y'all, why does man say, oh, I'm gonna be right back? Now, the reason why he used to come to my house, remember I told y'all, like, he had started hustling to make money. And where I lived at, I lived in North Dallas, which is really hood. And he lived in Euless, which is like white people hood. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like hood. So, in order for him to make money selling what he was selling, he would have had a better chance of doing it where I was living at. So, even though I don't like men that mess around doing that, I'm still understanding. Like, I understand, like, look, if you gotta hustle and that's what you do, hey, I'm not gonna stop you from getting money. But out top, you know how I feel about that shit. So, you know, figure it out real quick what you gonna do. So, I didn't like him doing that. So, when he told me he'll be right back, he was finna go make a play or whatever, I had a whole attitude. Because in my head, I'm like, so you done use me to get back out here to go make a play? Is that, I mean, if you would have said, you know, I wasn't coming. But that's what it was. All right, nigga, gone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, gone. Now in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm gonna rob this nigga. I'm mad as fuck. I'm like, so, anyways, I do what I do. I start watching TV. I start eating. I start smoking. I start, you know. Matter of fact, let me see what time it is. Because it was around this time when I picked him up. 8:03. So I would say it was about between 7 and 9 o'clock. Somewhere around there. Maybe. He was gone all night from that time. He was gone all night, y'all. He never came back. So, you know, after a while that somebody's gone. And mind y'all, I was calling and texting him. No answer. No response. So I'm getting worried because I'm like, damn, he don't know nobody out here. You know what I'm saying? He don't know nobody. Where could he be? Now, he did get cool with the neighbors right downstairs from me. This was something else I didn't like about him, because I'm like, bro, I done been over here, you know what I'm saying, almost 2 years or however long I had been over there. And I didn't even know my neighbors downstairs, because ever since my very first apartment at 17 years old got broken into, and that was, I ain't telling my age, even though I always tell my age, but you get it. Baby, I don't tell people I don't mingle with the neighbors. I don't let people in my house. I don't do none of that. I come and go, switch up my schedule. Like, I don't fuck with the neighbors. Like, if I know you live next to me, I'll speak to you like if we walking from the car or something. But I ain't cool with the neighbors like that, okay? So, when I found out he was kicking it with my neighbors downstairs, I was like, bruh, don't be coming over here being friendly, making friends and shit with my neighbors, because I don't even do that, and you don't live here. So, I really didn't like that shit. And he used to try to get me to go down there and smoke with them and chill. And I ain't gonna lie, some bitches probably got the impression that I thought I was too good and thought I was better, bitch, because I am. Okay? Really, I'm just a popular loner. People want to be around me, but I don't really be fucking with people unless I like your energy and your vibe. And that's the first thing that I read when I see someone. You don't have to say or do anything. I'm going to see you and read your ass. And the moment you get to moving and talking, I'm study reading you. So I didn't like the energy from them like that. And at the time, I didn't know why. But as I go into more different stories, you will know why. But I just wasn't feeling them like that, you know? But sometimes I would do it because he would beg me, literally beg me, bro, babe, please come down and just chill. You know what I'm saying? Just chill with us. I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking that this is where the nigga is at the whole time, right? So about 12 o'clock at night, I go downstairs to my neighbor's house. And I'm not on the door, but I kind of beat on the door because I got a whole attitude. I'm finna embarrass this nigga in my head. You know, I'm finna be on some, bro, get your motherfucking ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna go out. Is Virgo here? And he was like, no. Like, the look on his face was, he ain't at home. He ain't come, you know what I'm saying? I was like, no, where did he go? Like, he told me he was about to go make a play. I'm like, where is he at? Because he don't know nobody else over here. Like, y'all the only people I've heard him, like, talk about. And he was just looking confused, like, little mama, I don't know. And I'm like, okay. So I go back upstairs, and I got a little worried. I ain't gonna lie, I got a little worried. And so I just started watching YouTube videos, right? And I came across this YouTuber named Breenie Lee. I think that's her name. Because I want to say she's from London, but I don't know. But I know she has like a heavy accent. And Breenie Lee. If y'all know her, yes. That's the YouTuber I was watching. I will never forget. The video that came up was like, I think it was about her dating a narcissist or the signs of a narcissist or the stages. It was something like that. But I wasn't even looking for the video, y'all. You know how videos just kind of pop up and play? I was just sitting there, like, literally, y'all, I was so mad, I remember, and I was just writing or smoking out or on my phone, I was doing something, and the videos was just playing. And so when that video started playing, the stuff she was saying, bro, she was describing Virgo. When I say she was describing the dude I was with, bro, it was like you could have sworn he took a book and read it on how to be a perfect narcissist. I'm talking about, it was everything that she was saying from stage to stage. That's what I was going through. And I realized that I was possibly in the discard stage. And so, I was like shocked. I was like, who have I been sleeping with? You know what I'm saying? But, I was still worried, y'all. Because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So, y'all, I get so damn desperate. So damn desperate. I text his baby mama. Look and let her know what's going on, right? So, she was like, when she finally did hit me back up, she was like, I'm going to be honest with you. He used to do stuff out here like that when he was in Missouri, you know? And she was like, he would just pop back up the next day. Bitch, what? That is definitely giving crackhead energy. What are you talking about? So I'm no longer worried and sad. At this point, I am pissed the fuck off. So I'm like, wow, right? So once I realized that I had been sleeping with a narcissist and his baby mama told me that this is shit that he do, I don't know what to do. At this point, I'm just like, look, Whatever happened to him, it's not going to be my problem. I'm just going to take his little backpack, because the only thing he brought over there with him was a backpack. I was like, I'm just going to take his little backpack to his friend's house, and if the police question me, I'm just going to tell them what I told y'all. I picked him up. We came to my house. He left to make a play. I ain't seen him since. Part 2 of this is going to be what happened when I went to his friend's house and how I found out that everything was a lie.